Hi gang, I'm Todd Nauck. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So this art video I am uploading is from my Instagram live stream. Over on Instagram I participated in an art challenge called 6 Fan Arts, where the artist opens up the character suggestion line, and I had a lot of suggestions come in, well over 1,200 suggestions, and I picked 6. And then I live stream the art process on my Instagram live. So make sure you're following me on Instagram. That link is in the video section here, or the description of the video here below. But more to the point. So I lost the live stream for the first character, April O'Neil from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the original cartoon. But the second character, characters 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, I was able to save the live stream to my phone, and I was able to reformat it here for YouTube. So here's character number 2, Jim Halpert from The Office. I love the show The Office. I have all 9 seasons on DVD and digital. I've watched the series so many times. And this is actually my first time to try drawing Jim Halpert, so I thought this would be a cool character suggestion to take on. So I did, and here's how it turned out. Let's watch. So Jim Halpert, played by John Krasinski. So let me angle this camera a little bit like this way, just so I can have a little more comfort in my drawing, kind of give him that head tilt as he does his little smirk. His like, I can't believe what Michael Scott just said. I am looking at photo reference as we draw, because I want to try to capture aspects of Jim Halpert or John Krasinski as much as I can. So it's going to take a bit more of my brain power to try to get kind of close. Now this is going to go through the Todd Nauck filter, so this is not a life drawing illustration. I'm not going for photorealism here. This is if I were drawing the Office comic book series. This is how, if Marvel got the license to do The Office and the editor asked me to draw the series, this is how The Office would look in the Marvel universe. So I'm going for an early season Jim Halpert here, where he had the shaggy, floppy hairdo. Because I think that's pretty iconic for Jim. He changed his hairstyle after season 3. Or actually at the very end of season 3, when he went to interview for the job at corporate in New York City. It wasn't quite as mop top as it started off with. His ears kind of, let's see, kind of stick out just a little bit. Who's the character on the left? That's April O'Neil from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle cartoon, the 1980s cartoon, the first Ninja Turtle cartoon. So you gotta get that smirk kind of thing going. Not a lot of lip on this facial expression. Got the cheeks. Get a lot of chin in this facial expression. Has a loosened tie. Hope everyone's doing well this Saturday. Hopefully you've been joining me for my YouTube art live streams every weekday morning at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 noon Eastern. That's 4 p.m. Greenwich time if you're international. You could probably calculate your time zone with that, knowing what the Greenwich time is. It's got some fairly thick eyebrows. This is my first time to draw a Jim Halpert from The Office, so definitely a lot to learn here. This might end up being if we go over an hour, it might have to be a two-parter, because I really want to try to do the best job I can to try to capture as much Jim Halpert-tiness, if I can make that an adjective. Oh, okay, so yeah, it's the text covering up the artwork, so sorry, gang. Used to YouTube here, so but thanks for the note there. Okay, I think I've got enough information here that I can move to inks. Just want to check that nose a little bit more. It's like, if you just tuned in, I'm drawing Jim Halpert from The Office in my comic book style. Not doing a photorealistic life art. I'm not doing a caricature necessarily, as much as translating him through my traditional American style comic book style of art. I think I'm getting, get a little bit of an arc of an eyebrow there. And then his chin kind of wrinkles a little bit. But I might try more conveying that in color rather than in line. I'm going to continue this color hold line art. So just like I did with April O'Neil, used colored microns to do the inks. I think I'm going to do that here for Jim as well, just because I think it'll look kind of cool. So I'm just breaking out the colors I will need. These should work to get things started. Let me adjust the light there a little bit. Do I have a reference of photo I am using? Yes, I did a Google image search for Jim, and I am basing this off of what I'm seeing. Not doing an exact shot for shot, but I am getting some of the key elements of Jim and then translating it through my style. So I tilted his head a little bit more. I am kind of trying to get the wisps of his hair. So this is a dark red micron that I'm using for the brown hair, just so that it's different from the brown I will be using for the skin tones. This is very similar to what I did for April O'Neil, though the brown hair will be a bit different, or I'm going to shoot to do something different than I did for April's hair, where her hair was a little more of a reddish brown. Jim's will probably be more of a traditional brown. Get those sideburns in there. I'm going to switch over to the brown micron now. Start working on some parts of his face that will overlap the hair. So I'm using a brown micron for the skin tone. This kind of gives it a kind of an animated look. Like if this was maybe like an animated cartoon. Okay, so back to my dark red here. I can confidently put in the fringe here in the back. Okay, let's see. Next, let's try putting in some of the facial features. See what we can do with this nose here. A finer point micron right now. I'm going to use the brown for his eyelashes as opposed to black. I don't want it to look like he's wearing eyeliner. Sorry I'm not so chatty for this live stream. drawing a real-life person who portrays a character is quite the challenge, to try to capture as much of the likeness as I can. Okay, switch back to that dark red. I'm going to use it for some of the eyebrow, just to maintain a consistency. The color, I'll be coming in with some of the browns for his hair as well for his eyebrows. Let's see, what color are John Krasinski's eyes? I gotta do a quick Google search here. John Krasinski eye color. It's either, I think, green or, it's not, I want to say green. Yep, they're green. They are green. So I'll need my green micron for that. I'll do that in a moment. Right now it's going to give him a blue dress shirt. So I'm using my blue micron here for this part. Top buttons unbuttoned for that casual Jim Halpert look. And let's see, we need for his tie, no, we're gonna keep it subtle. We'll go with a dark blue for the tie, or what we can see of the tie. Now for the green eyes, we're going to use kind of a darker green, just for a little more subtlety. Let me just double check my eye placement here before I commit to the inks. I want to make sure, I want to try to get them looking at the camera, looking at the viewer as much as possible. So I just need to make sure I do some little adjustments here. Yeah, actually, I think I need to put that little eye sparkle on the other side to ensure that his irises are looking right at you. Breaking the fourth wall. Documentary style. And then some black micron for the irises. Which is the black part of the eye. Let's see, where's that brown micron? Here we go. Just want a little bit more in the nose here. Use a little bit of this red here give a little more depth. I need it a little darker around the eye on the eyelids to set the eye and the head a little bit more, but black would be too dark. All right. Oops, sorry gang. Kind of slid off the page there. Gonna let that ink dry for just a sec, and then we're gonna break out the Copic markers and start throwing down some color. So I'm drawing Jim Halpert from The Office. If you just tuned in, welcome. I'm doing the 6 Fan Arts Art Challenge. I made this board here. I just took the template from the person who started this. Her name is, what is it? It's M. Capriglione Art. M. Capriglione Art. You can find her here on Instagram, and you can find her account. And if you find the post where I posted this grid, I tagged her in that, so you can go and get the grid straight from her. And give a shout out to her for starting this whole thing. And so I just printed this out on a 9x12 piece of Bristol board, and then in blue line, and then ruled in all the borders. I kept the text that she put in here black because I didn't want to have to redraw the text. So I think the line art should be dry enough now that I can come in with my kneaded art gum eraser and start pulling out all that graphite. This is my very, very, very first time to draw Jim from The Office. I think my first time to draw anyone from The Office, really. So we're gonna let the color do a lot of heavy lifting here on the shape of his face. So let's see. We'll start with, I'm using Copic sketch markers. Gonna start with some E01. Gonna use a lot of different shades here of kind of a light skin tone and some pinks as well. Just going to kind of sculpt out the different angles of his face, working from dark to light, and then do some shadows afterwards. So if my light source is coming from above, the parts of the body that are far away or covering up another part is where I'm going to have darker color. Moving towards lighter color. Now some E00. And now some E000. Now I'm going to come in with some pink. I'm going to start with some R20. Going to use this around the nose for sure. Rosy up the nose. Just a little bit here at the lips. Some on that Adam's apple there. Inside the ear. At the cheeks. Come in with some R20, a lighter shade of pink. kind of blend it all together. I come in with a little R11. Okay, we'll come in with some grays a little bit later on. Now for his hair, going to work dark to light from the bottom portions, working up towards the top of his hair because the light is coming from above. Some E57 to start with. I'm going to let this brush tip really kind of bring through that feathered strands of hair. So just pulling up towards the light. Go towards the light. Since this fringe that kicks out in the back is further away from the light, kind of a little covered by the head, it will stay darker. And then definitely want some of this in the eyebrows. Probably keep the eyebrows nice and dark. So we'll just use all of this for the eyebrows. Let's see, E55, a lighter shade. See, I'm going to come in with a different shade of brown, maybe some E34, just to texturize our color choices here. Let's see. Actually, I think I want to put in another coat of E57. Just kind of darken up some of these areas just a little bit more. I do have a darker shade of brown, but I fear it would be too dark. So it's just easier, safer to layer in another layer of the shade I feel is most appropriate. Back to that E55 a little bit. There we go. I get that taken care of. Now for his green eyes. I'm going to start with a little G46. And come in with some G43. Just like that. And now I want to bring in a little, just a hint of brown. It's actually more of a khaki. So it's not too bright of a green. So he doesn't look like a cat. Not saying people with green eyes are a cat, but in a drawing like this, it might not translate as semi-realistically, comic book realistically as I would want if they were super bright green, day glow green. All right, as far as shirt, let's come in with some light blues. B000 works for me. For the tie, we'll kind of go maybe kind of a dark violet, the BV25. A little BV34. Now for some grays, we're going to start with a little cool gray 0. Kind of sculpt in some shadow in the eyeball, the white part of his eye. Kick it over to the cool gray 1. For some shadows in the skin tone here. Putting in these gray shadows can really help me sculpt the face. I'm looking at my photo reference here. I can kind of see where can I play the angles of the face to kind of really bring home the shape and angles of his face that I didn't want to use with line art. Didn't want too much line art to convey that. Like the little wrinkles of his chin here from that smirky expression. But a lot of gray here underneath the chin, casting a shadow. A little bit at the nose there, under the eyes. Kind of convey the eyelids a bit. Underneath the flap of that hair. Deep inside those ears. A little bit more inside the eyeballs. A little bit of a pull of a dimple from the cheeks. I'm going to come in with a little neutral gray, or cool gray 2. For a little darker shadows in certain areas. Thanks for all the support, everybody. Seeing a lot of thumbs up and smiley heart eyes. Thank you. Use some of this cool gray in his shirt. Actually, that's a little too dark. Let's go back to that cool gray 1. Now for his, actually I want to put a little of this cool gray in his irises here, just to tamp down the brightness. And now some cool gray 3. Is that dark enough? I don't think it is, but I will use it here at the bottom of the nose. Let's see, I want to go cool gray 4 for the hair here. So I think I'm seeing some character suggestions. Yes, my 6 characters haven't been fully locked. It probably won't be fully locked till I pick the 6th character. So there's still time to get your suggestion in. I would encourage you, if you want a better chance of me seeing your suggestion, go to the post on my account where I posted this grid and leave a comment with your character suggestion. There's no guarantee I'll be able to rewatch this live stream before my next live stream here a little bit later today, and catch your, there's no guarantee I'll catch your comment here or your character suggestion because there's so many coming through. So my encouragement is to go to my post to make sure you can leave your character suggestion, because it just might intrigue me enough to say, yeah, let's give that a go. All right, so next up, I want to kind of do something office-like. That's the way I want to convey the office here for the background for Jim. I want to put in the slats to the Michael's office behind him. So I'm using my T-square so that I can draw in the blinds that are behind Jim's desk. So just leaving a little white in between each neutral gray 5 chunk that I'm coloring in here. Gives a sense of the blinds, and as we go down you'll see the blinds reveal. So I'm going to switch to a neutral gray 6 to kind of create a sense of a fade from light to dark as we move down the panel. Just another spot or two. Yeah, I think that does it. So there, it looks like he's got the Michael Scott window blinds to his office behind him. Or maybe he's in the conference room doing a talking head testimonial thingy for the documentary filmmakers. Just going to bring in a little more, just kind of do a second layer of some of the skin tone type colors, the lighter skin tones, I should say, not the darker skin tones. And just want to adjust some of the line art here. Okay, that's Jim Halpert. And there we go. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'll have more of my 6fan art Instagram live stream videos to come soon, so stay tuned for those. And make sure you're following me on Instagram. Like I said, the link is in the video description below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. If you liked what you saw, give me a thumbs up and feel free to leave a comment below. See you soon. Keep on drawing, keep having fun.